Now the first you come across is a dashboard. What does a dashboard say? The dashboard gives us an instant view of what has happened or what is going on. You understand? It shows you your sales, which is your current sales. And for that kind of business, you could actually get the analysis of the total sales. Now, when I say sales, some people get confused when you differentiate between sales and invoice. They are two different things. Now, for example, if you go to a store, like an electronic store, to buy electronics like AC, now the first thing they will need to give you is more like an invoice. An invoice just shows you the list of those things you're buying. Then after that, you go to another section to make payments. They also give you a receipt. The receipt now is an evidence of you that you've made payments. Now, for your kind of business, there are some customers that would come in and say, okay, we want to buy this, we want to buy this, and they will not pay. So at the end of the day, the system records it as its sales. But from the other end, where you have receipts, most times your sales and your receipts might not tally. So whenever you see your sales higher and your receipts smaller, it tells you that, oh, there are some people that actually bought some things, they didn't pay. They paid on credit. And the system has this way of recording your credit sales. And what are credit sales? Credit sales are the sales whereby a registered customer comes into the store and say, okay, I want to buy this, I want to buy this. They buy and they charge it to their account. The system automatically debits their account. So on this dashboard, anytime you're seeing your sales not tallying with your receipt, you don't need to be scared. It means there are some what's it called? There are some sales that were made that the customer never paid um, for. Okay, so that's that. Then let's go to the reports. The sales.
Okay.
Click on the sales. Now we have from the now reports. It's more viewing. You only anything on that report. It's just for you to view. All the. For example, click on invoice. Click invoice here. Now apart from here, there's have that. Go to the right. Go to the right, and that's top. Top. Now,
Hello, I can hear
hello.
you. I can hear. What do you say?
Go to the right. There's a top right. Let me show. There's some information I need to show.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Click. No. Down. Not there. Yes. Now you could actually view yesterday's sales, last week's sales, last month, and the rest of them. These also, like, click on yesterday if you actually want to view from the dashboard. So dashboard is giving us this information. Let me see. Okay, take a look. Dashboard is telling us the total sales is how much. I think it tallies. Let me see. Does it tally?
Yes.
1.49. Yes, it tallies. So definitely there is no credit sales yesterday from the look of things. Let's see. Okay, I think that's fine. So here it's already giving us our sales volume and our gross, what's it called?
Profit.
Hold on. So that's that for the dashboard. The dashboard just gives you a holistic view of what's going on real time. You understand? As they are selling real time, you get a view of what is going on. Now, from the reports, we now have your invoices. Okay, click on list of invoice. List. So click.
I've done that. It's okay.
Okay, so okay. Now list of invoice. The same at the what's it called? At the now currently now I'm not sure there is any sales going on today. That's why you're seeing 000. But at the top right hand side, you can actually select your date. The date is you can shrink it. You can say in the next in 1 week sales, 2 day sales, whatever method you want. And not only that, if you also have multiple branches also, this also supports multiple branch reporting. You could actually view that also. So if you click on that date information there, you can actually shrink your date and say, oh, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months, a year, and the rest of them. Okay. So still on that same invoice, Augustina, go back to the invoice. Let's see what we have there. Yeah, summary, balance, sales per item, the shift. Go to shift. Shift gives you a better view. I think shift is more nice. The view for shift is lovely. Take a look. Do shift for yesterday, Augustina. Okay. So this shift for yesterday, it breaks down virtually everything that was being sold for yesterday. Also tells you the various mode of payments. You understand? The list of items, the mode of payment, it does that for you. That's for the shift report. Then we also have what we call balances. Go to balances under reports. Like I earlier said, customers that buys on credit. You understand? You can actually keep a ledger for each of them. So if you click on balances, balances gives you all the view for all the balances for all the customers at a glance. But ledger, when you click on ledger, ledger tells you it tailors you down to the name of the what's it called, the customer. You understand? But balances, the difference between balance and ledger. Balances gives you all the balances for all the customers, either credit or debit. But ledger will tell you what's the name of the customer you're looking for. That's the difference between balance and what is it called? And ledger. Like you could actually check, yes, you can actually check balance for customer, balance for vendors. If you actually keep vendors balance also. On a norm in accounting, if Vivian or whoever raises a purchase means if you bring in goods into the store, the system automatically does two things. The system credits the vendor's accounts and the system debits your stock and credits your vendor's ledger. You understand? Accounting treats it that way. You understand? So at the end of the day, you should know how much you're to pay a particular vendor. That's for what's it called? The vendor's balance. The same thing with the customer. If customer comes in to buy and they are not outrightly paying, you understand? The system does what? The system debits your what's it called? Your customer's ledger, and credits your sales. Okay. I think that's that for the balance. Any question before I go to the next thing?
Stock.
Yeah, the same thing with your stock. Yeah, you can also narrow down your stock. The same thing, your balances. You can check your balances as at now, down to your bin card. You understand? Down to your stock movement. The system gives you that information. You understand? It's still the same thing. Stock movement, bin card, stock, the difference between stock movement and bin card. Bin card gives you per one. If you click on bin card will tell you what's the item you're trying to do an analysis on. But for the stock movement gives you everything on a glance. You understand? That's the difference between the bin card and the stock movement. Stock movement gives you all the whole item at a glance. You understand what you brought in? And the sweet thing about the stock movement and the bin card is that you can tell the system to say, okay, system, I need you to give me the analysis for this particular item from the 1st of January till date. You understand? 1st of January till date, it tells you so and so was brought in, how they sold, and it gives you that analysis, how many they sold, balance brought forward per day. So you can actually get the analysis using your stock movement and bin card. So the only difference between stock movement and bin card is that bin card makes it, tailors it to a particular item, while the movement gives it a holistic view. I think that's it. Okay. Well, let's go down to the transaction. On the transaction, we have the purchases. Now, how do we bring in goods? When they make a supply, when the vendor supplies, how do we bring it into the store? You click on purchase. That's the arrow there. Oh yeah, click. Then you now have your invoice. Click on invoice for you to generate an invoice. Then list. Click on list. So when you click on list, the system opens up, and it what's it called? Then on your right hand side, there's a column where you have add invoice. So you could actually click on add invoice. Yes, you're right, Augustina. Add invoice. So here you are. You can now go up to the to search for the item you're bringing in. So what item are you bringing in? Yes. So click on the item you want to bring in. Just put the first 2, 3 letters. The item pops up. So that's the item. So pick the one you're bringing in, put the quantity, and then click. If you're bringing multiple items, you can actually do multiple item in. So after that, you just click on add. So if you do this, it automatically populates. It does 2 things. When you click add, don't add. When you click add from this angle here, there's a portion where you have the vendor. If you select the vendor, if you have your vendor registered, if you select the vendor, the system will do 2 things. The system will credit your vendor's ledger. You understand? Your vendor is the one giving it out. In accounting, we call it credit the giver and debit the receiver. So the system will credit the vendor, and the system will automatically debit your stock, because your stock is receiving. So when at the end, you could literally go in and say, okay, how much am I owing this vendor, in case you're making payments. When you make payments, the system will now do the reversal also. So this one helps you to keep track of how much you're owing a particular vendor, how much you've paid, how much goods they supplied, and the rest of them. So that's for the purchase. Okay, let's go to the next one. Any question with this? Augustine, no question, Abby?
No question.
No question. Okay, so let's go to the stock. Click on stock, that transaction. Let me see what we have there. No, down here. Now, still on that, go back to that purchase. Let's see what we have under that drop down. I think there are other things we have on that drop down. Just hold on. Yeah, invoice. Okay, remove your mouse. Summary. I think those are just like summary stock. I think it's just for you to check now. For you to check what you've purchased, the summary of what you've purchased. Yes, you could actually check all the purchases that has been made down to stock. Okay, I think that's it. Then the same thing with stock. Let me see. Okay, go down to stock. Click on stock. Stock down. Okay, oh wait. Purchase stock, okay. Inventory, what? Inventory transfer. Is that transfer? Yeah, inventory transfer. Yeah, I'm not sure you actually need that. Those are for customers that have multiple branches. Like if you have 2 branches running simultaneously and you want to move stock from one branch to the other branch, you could actually do that with your inventory transfer. We also have inventory adjustment. Inventory adjustment is for you to adjust your stock. if there is a spillage or spoilage, or if there is manufacturer's defect on a particular item and you feel those items should not be sold, they should be taken out of your stock. You could actually adjust your stock doing that. Okay, so here we are. Then the next one we have here under the transaction is what's it called? Click on under the transaction. Scroll up a bit.
Receipt.
Let me see. Sorry.
Receipt.
Hold on. Yeah, receipts. Receipts. Now, for an example, a customer that is owing, like all those customers that came and they bought on purchase, they bought on what's it called? They didn't make payments. They bought on credit. Like a customer bought on credit yesterday or 3 days ago. They finally come in and say, okay, this is the payment for the credits we bought on so and so day. You can generate a receipt for them, select their name. The system will go into their account and drop the money. You understand? That's how to knock off a debit balance, a debit balance from a customer's account. So that's for the receipt. You can click on it and see. Click on receipt. Click. Okay, you clicked on it already. Then look at where you have add receipt. You understand? Add receipt. For you to add receipt, you click on add receipt. So it asks you, is it cash, the mode of payment, what's the customer, select the name of the customer. After that, you put in the amount, then you save. The step does the same two things. In accounting, it's of two legs. You understand? It credits one account and also debits the other account. So in accounting is of two legs. The same thing that also applies to this also. Oh, customer came in 2 days ago, bought items and he didn't pay. And he's coming in today to make payments. This does that part. Then you need to put a description also where you have those description, payment for outstanding, blah, 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 and the rest of them. Okay, so where are we?
Payment.
Payment, yeah, payments. Paying the vendor. You can use payment to pay for vendor, like XY vendor supplied us this item, and the system has credited the vendor's account. Actually use the payment to make payment to a vendor also. We can actually also use payment also to record our expenses also, like all the expenses incurred, payment for petrol, payment for this. And I think the best thing is to register an account under customer called expense. Augustina, please take note. You understand? Immediately after the class, register a customer called expense. Are you with me?
Then it says cash account. Cash. Vendor, customer vendor,
Okay.
sales rep. Then one-time vendor.
Mm-hmm.
Then the balance.
Okay. Where we have set up, okay, I know you said you should click on customer. Can you click on customer there for me? Okay, it wants you to set up a customer. Not that. When you go to transaction, after transaction, there's something called setup, right? Click on customer. Not there, go towards your left.
Transaction.
You have report transaction, setup, I mean.
There's no setup here.
Because now after payment, you can see setup under there in blue. Down below.
Okay, yeah, okay. Customer.
Click on customer. So this is where we add new customer, I believe. So can you scroll up and let's add a customer. Click on add customer. So let's say somebody comes to buy Now, you know all those customer lists that you have? This is where you put their phone number. I want to see their phone number here. Are they a Bayelsa customer? It comes under city. Scroll down for me. You know, alternate numbers, email address. You can ask if they have an email address, right? Some of them might. So scroll up. We're going to get their first and last name, their phone numbers, the place for phone number, and their address if possible. Maybe they can say they're at their address just in case you want to deliver to them, right? And why do so that is it. That's how can you just add? I think he wants us to add an expense. Just add the customer's name is Obosto expense, operating expense. So you can always delete customer. Obosto operating expense. So you can add the address is McDermott Junction. Put the store phone number. The state is Delta State. Gmail.com. And priority. You can leave it the way it is. Then let's save it. So these are to save a customer. So the customer can be anything, can be not anything actually, it should be somebody's name. And we should always try and collect the numbers and the address of our customers. Okay, so close out of it. Now, under setup, can we go to setup? So there's item. Can you click on item? So click on item. So this is where you add new name of drinks. So let's say we start selling alcohol, right? Then you can call me and add an item. So now let's click on it and let's click on the add item at the top there. A Capri Sun, let's add it. If you let us save, then maybe it automatically adds barcode. Now do we have any Capri Sun in the shop?
No, we don't. It's just an
Okay, so
example.
zero quantity. Scroll down. Scroll down, please. Selling price. So selling price. So we don't have it and we don't even sell it, so we don't know what the selling price is. But let's put a selling price of maybe 10,000. So I will also show you guys how to change this as well. So now this selling price can be per carton. So when we have pieces, can you click on it? Besides, yeah, click on it. So this is pieces. Can you click on purchase unit at the top? Okay. Scroll up, gonna be drinks. So it's under drinks.
Or you got or drinks, so it's under drinks. Try save it.
Sorry, click on the vendor. What's the vendor option?
One-time vendor.
So now we're going to add vendors. I don't think we've added vendors in this thing. That's why you're seeing one-time vendors. Okay, so you click on save. So click on save
That's save.
and find it. So go out of this. And where you have the search bar there, just type Capri Sun. No, stay where you are. Just type Capri Sun there. So it automatically gives it the barcode,
Oh, okay.
as you can see. Okay. So let's go to the next one, vendor. Let's add the vendor. So let's say Mama Blessing sells Capri Sun to us. So click on vendor. So wherever we buy things from, we're going to add them to this add vendor. All those divine touch, all those people, you add them to this. So that when we're adding the purchase, we're adding who we bought it from. You understand?
Okay, ma. Yes,
So
ma.
click on vendor. Let's add divine touch. You can adjust the name later. So touch address is Lagos. You will get the full name from the S.
Address is shop 64.
Yeah, click on save.
That's it.
Okay, can we go and find it? Or you can refresh there so that we can see. Refresh this screen.
Yeah, fine. So to make an expenses, just click on payment. Click payment, then click add payment, then select the account called expenses.
I would like
So now you're here. Okay, what account type? Change it to customer. Okay, under account, look for pay expenses there. What's the name of the expenses you created? Under account, go down. What's the name?
Obo's
What's the name?
Obo store.
Just type O.
Yeah.
Just type O. It will take you to where O is. O on the keyboard. Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Is
click.
it?
Click now.
Yeah,
Then
hold on.
amount. How much are you expensing? Then the description down for what you're expensing.
Okay, let's
You
say
put a description. So and that's it. So if you click on save, it saves the expense. At the end of the day, if you go to wait for you to view the expenses,
report. Okay.
have you saved it? Yeah, report. You can click on balances or you click on what's it? Yeah, balances or ledger, anyone. Do ledger. Click on ledger. Click customer name or whatever you created. So search. Come down to search and look for the name. Uh-huh. Yeah, customer.
Oh, okay, I get. Purchase of paper 3,000 cents.